Okay, well, this has been a very roller coaster kind of a day and a very emotional day and stressful and everything. It's partially the government and it's partially my own fault too. I don't understand things very well. Now, part of my pension that I get is from the government of Ontario, and that's where I've had problems. The other part is from the federal government. It's a Canada pension, and that's actually the bulk of my pension at this point. There's only about $280 of my pension that's the Ontario pension, and that's out of a pension of $900. Now, I think what I did, and I don't know this because, again, I don't understand things very well, and I'm really bad with numbers and finances and money and all that. I'm not good with it at all. In business and stuff, I'm really not good with it at all. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say that I'm mentally incompetent. And of course, government stuff really confuses me. Government stuff even confuses smart people. So you can imagine what it'll do to somebody like me. Um, I believe what happened was, at least what I thought, and what may be true or it may not be, is that I was going to lose my entire pension, which is around $900 a month. And that on top of that, they were going to take another 280 some away from me that as an overpayment. So they were going to expect me to repay that back. And the letter I got indicated that that's what it was, in my mind at least. That's how I read it. Upon closer examination, though, and more reflection and stuff, I think that I got it wrong. Um, I do think I got it wrong. I think that what's happened is they are, because they're cutting me off the Ontario portion of it at the end of the month. That happens to be the same amount as the overpayment. So I'm guessing when they say overpayment, what they mean is that they're cutting me off that much, but I'll still get the Canada pension portion, which is the bulk of it anyway. Um, but I took it to mean I was going to lose all the money, and then on top of that, have to pay an additional nearly $300, which actually would mean that at 9, 10, 11, 12, which would mean I'd have to pay $1,200 Canadian. I'd lose $1,200 Canadian in order to get around 600 Canadian. Yeah, again, I'm having trouble explaining it because I don't really understand it, but that's where my mind went. I realized after the fact, though, that my pension is, most of it's actually Canada pension, which is a different office entirely. And so I'll probably still get that. And when they called that an overpayment, normally an overpayment means that you have to pay it back a little bit at a time. But see, they're taking the whole business away from me by not, at least I think this is the case now. I don't know. Like, I'm totally confused. Anyway, I probably jumped the gun by just disabling the buy me a coffee and informing the social worker. So now I'm trying to reactivate the buy me a coffee, even though they say you can't do that. It hasn't technically been disabled yet. It's in the queue to be disabled. And so I've sent word that I want to discontinue the process, and we'll just see what happens. Um, I don't know. See, when I first started doing these little business type deals, doing scrap metal and odd jobs and stuff back in the 1990s, they had me on monthly reporting. And it was so confusing to me that it was just a nightmare, and they stopped that, and they got me on the annual reporting of my income and then averaging it out. And that worked better once I got onto it. Even that took a long time. It takes me a long time to learn a system, and I get really confused. And that's what happened today is I got really confused, and I thought that it was something that it wasn't, or I mean, they're still taking money from me for sure. The Ontario people are, but the federal government, I'm still getting that money. So, and that's really the bulk of it anyway. But at least I think I'm still getting the federal money. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But the only way I'll know is at the end of the month. I'll see what goes into the bank, and then I'll know. Otherwise, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, it ends up I'm totally confused. I don't really know what's going on. I probably jumped the gun disabling the account. I'm hoping I can get the process stopped. Bet I'm going to have to message a social worker and let her know I got the process stopped. But see, what was happening is when I was doing monthly reporting of income before, I was getting really confused and I was making mistakes and it wasn't good. I didn't understand it and I never understood it. It went on for several months and it was a nightmare for me and it was a nightmare for the social worker at the time. And so it was decided I would do annual reporting instead of monthly reporting, basically because I'm stupid. That's what it boils down to. I'm painfully stupid. It's the same reason I get cheated a lot, buying vehicles and stuff like that. I get cheated a lot because I'm just not smart with things like that. I'm smart with the vehicle. Like, I don't generally get cheated by buying a bad vehicle, but what happens is I get cheated on the deal. And even the last truck I bought where I got cheated, I was aware of the problems the truck had, but I was guaranteed those problems would be fixed before I received the truck. And then I received the truck as is, and not only that, but the guy pulled parts off the truck he sold me to put onto his own truck. And he put his bad parts from the truck he was driving onto my truck because he had two trucks that were the same. There was the one he sold me and there was another one. Anyway, he took his leaky radiator out of his truck and put it into mine. He took his bald tires off his truck and put them on mine. I was told my truck was a way to be safetied, when what was really happening is he was switching parts out, putting all the good parts from my truck onto his truck and putting the bad parts from his truck onto mine. So I didn't even get the same truck when I got it. So see, it was a bad truck, but it was more the business deal where I got cheated. And that's the thing anyway. I'm not a businessman. I'm not very good with negotiations and all that. I'm no Donald Trump. I'm not smart enough to be Donald Trump, and I'm not crooked enough to be Justin Trudeau. That's what it boils down to. I'm too honest to be Justin, and I'm too smart and I'm too dumb to be Donald. That's basically it. But anyway, yeah. So there you have it. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'll let you all know if the account gets reestablished. If you're able to access it and put money into it, please don't do that yet because it may be deactivated anyway, because it may be too late to stop the process. I don't know. And if that's the case, that'll just add confusion in your life because then you have to get your money back and it'll be a whole big thing. So it might possibly accept your money, but then it might not. Well, I don't know. It's a total screw up. That's all I know. And of course, because it's an uncertain income stream and they want me reporting every month, it's going to be a nightmare. That's what it boils down to. It's just going to be a nightmare with the reporting, just like it was when I first was reporting income monthly years ago. Anyway, that's where we're at. I don't know what's going on. I'm explaining it as best I can, but I'm probably not doing a great job of it because I don't know myself. Anyway, that's where we're at. I say, back in the 1970s, I was tested twice, and they did testing on me, And one of the tests, the tests that they did were both for what they called mental retardation back then. And it came up, one of the tests said that I was borderline mentally retarded, and the other test said that I was mildly mentally retarded. And, when these things happen, it makes me think, as much as I hate to admit it, they might really be onto something with that, Anyway, kind of screwed up, that's all. And I'm trying to undo what I did now. And we'll see what happens, that's all. I can't say much more about it than that because I don't know much more. I'm not even entirely sure what I'm talking about right now. All right. Bye for now.